Spain was for sure one of the races of all time, so after that, we needed something good to quench our thirst. So, did Austria live up to that? Well... Also, it should be mentioned that this was a sprint weekend as well, and we all love those, right guys? So after a lot of drama, let's determine who were the winners and the losers of the 2024 Austrian Grand Prix. Let's start with the losers, and first up, we got Aston Martin. Again. I mean, what more can I say? They just get lower and lower with each passing weekend, and I just can't imagine a recovery for their season anymore. Also, not to mention, we need to have uncomfortable discussions about Alonso now, since for so many weekends, he has just been so underwhelming, and I don't want to believe he's at the end of the road, but he might be closer than we expect. Just sad. Moving on, we have Lando Norris. He is in one of the fastest cars, he is one of the fastest drivers, why can he not just overtake Max? He lost the race with his mistake, and even if there was no crash, he still had a penalty from his stupid dive bombs and track limits. Just so disappointing this race was. Moving on, we have Sauber. To be honest, I have no clue what to say, cause at least they're not going backwards, right? Haha. But no, this is bad, cause from race 1 to now, there has been literally nothing to show an improvement for besides their pit stops not being 30 seconds anymore, so I guess there's that. Next up is Gasly, and while his performances weren't bad per se, compared to Ocon, he does need to step it up, especially since he was re-signed and will have to lead the team next season, and I don't think his attitude, especially in the race today, should be acceptable as a team. For the majority of this season, Gasly has been behind Ocon, and it's strange since I would have thought they'd be much closer like last year, but let's see if things change as the season goes on. Next up, we got Charles Leclerc, and man, this guy can never catch a break. Did he even make a mistake this weekend? This guy just has bad luck after bad luck, and it's really unfortunate since this is one of Charles's best tracks, and he could have finally gotten up on the podium since Monaco, but nope, just bad luck. Personally, as a Ferrari fan, I'm close to giving up. I really thought after Monaco we were back and we were going to give Red Bull a fight, but clearly even if we build a fast car, it won't last due to incompetency. Please be a reverse jinx. Now, moving on to the winners, and we have Max, just because of the entertainment he caused. And before that crash, he was fast and holding Lando off, but we know what happened. And just for the vibes, thank you Max for waking us up. Real talk though, he's the sixth loser. Crash Steppen is back, ladies and gentlemen. Now moving on to the real winners, and we have Oscar Piastri. And while Lando was ahead most of the weekend, the fact that he is as close to Lando as he is, before his grid penalty and before Lando's and Max's crash, doesn't mean Lando is a bad driver, it just means that Oscar is that good. Considering the weekend Oscar had last week and how fast he was today, he really has a bright future ahead of him, and it will be soon where he can be considered a winning driver as well, and have to deal with the pressure too, unfortunately. Moving on, we now have George Russell, and oh my god, that's it. Besides what happened though, he's been fast, but oh my god, I'm just speechless. Moving on, we have Haas, and they were great this weekend. Hülkenberg put in a great quali performance and came back put on a great race performance. You know, I really feel like we as Formula 1 fans always love to see Haas do well, since they're basically the underdog at this point, and sure, you can dislike one of their drivers, but when the team does well, it's something we all love to see. Finally, we have the Austrian Grand Prix. Good job, buddy, you did it again. Also, we have one new segment for this series, and that is the most mid driver. And our first winner is Sergio Perez. He was there for sure. I think his weekend performance can get summed up by the new saying about Checo, and that is, if you're ever wondering where he is in the race, look at P7 through 11. And that is what I believe were the winners and the losers of the 2024 Austrian Grand Prix. Overall, a pretty good race with tons of drama, and some of it may very well live in infamy, so let's see how the future goes. Also, let's look at my weekend predictions, and for the sprint, I almost got both right, but it's good enough, I guess. For the Grand Prix quali and race predictions, we got quali right, but no one could have predicted how the race went. And for my random prediction, I'm considering this a dub, since Lando did crash even though it was past lap 35. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments who you thought the winners and the losers were, and as always, have an amazing day.
Good weather for the duck.